on now. So if you wanted to just take 1 second and just read that line when you tell people that it's being streamed, you're all good to go. Okay. That's all it is.
I want you to officially this to submit. Okay.
Kathy, I think, is there. And then any other places, wherever you guys want to be.
I'll sit on the end here.
Okay, and just so you guys drive, you are actually using live streaming. Just so everyone's aware. Okay, you're welcome. I had to remind myself.
I just
Is this you? Or is this is you? This is me. Okay.
I just put my speech right there.
Okay, that sounds great.
So don't pull a Ronald Reagan.
Or some other activities. Is
Good afternoon. Is this really loud? I'll turn it down.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and try that.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oops, thanks, Karen. Yes? Yes?
While I was working there about 2 minutes here, I'll swap you out. 9 years.
It was working. Okay.
No, it was working. You just didn't turn it on.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for throwing me under the bus. Before we get started today, I wanted to let everyone know that we are being streamed live on Facebook. Tell your family and friends to visit. The address is going to be https://www.cvs.org/live. And if you don't remember that, you'll see these little signs all over the place, so you can just scan your phone into it. So, good afternoon. At this time, our graduates and teachers will come inside to join us and be seated. Good afternoon again, and a very warm welcome to our graduates and their families and friends. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Kathy Snow, and I serve as the supervisor for the Literacy and High School Equivalency programs for CV-TEC at the OneWorkSource for Clinton and Essex counties. Before we get started with the ceremony, I would just like to tell you how excited I am to see each and every one of you, and how proud I am of each and every one of you. I know that each of you have worked hard. Many of you have overcome barriers. Some of you have worked for days, weeks, months, and even years for this achievement. So congratulations. You're an inspiration to your family, your friends, and the staff at CV-TEC and the OneWorkSource. Next, I would like to introduce the people on stage. Mrs. Michelle Friedman, the Director for Career and Technical Education for Champlain Valley Educational Services. Ms. Charisma Garcia, who is our student speaker today. Assemblyman Billy Jones, he'll be giving our commencement address. Town Supervisor Michael Cashman. Former Assemblywoman Janet Dupre, who came and we had to have her sit on stage. For those of you who have been at ceremonies before, she supported our programs immensely throughout her years as the Assemblywoman, and she was always our commencement speaker, so we're really happy to have her here. And Dr. Mark Davey, who is our CVES District Superintendent. To the right of our stage is our high school equivalency and job skills training staff. I'll start to the left. We have Alexis Durrell, Amy Burdo, Karen Mannon, Gayellen Carlson, Katie Brooks, Tiffany Snow, Robin Belzile, and Karen Kiblahan. I don't have to tell you, our graduates, how wonderful this staff is. They always go above and beyond to help you succeed. Whenever you achieve a milestone in your educational gains, you earn your high school equivalency diploma, you complete a job skills training program, you get a new job, you get a promotion, they are as excited as you are. So let's give them a round of applause and thank them. Okay, at this time, I would like to invite a few of our graduates to come up to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Christine Davis, Steve Van Valkenburg, and Kyle Tezak. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Welcoming you today is Michelle Friedman, the Director of CV-TEC. Before she begins her remarks, I would like to personally thank Michelle for being such a strong advocate for our programs, for being an awesome supervisor, and for being an awesome director. We're really fortunate to have her at CV-TEC, so thank you, Michelle.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is such a privilege to have the opportunity to speak to our class of 2018 today. Let me just say that again so it can sink in for you guys. The class of 2018. You're sitting here getting ready to graduate. Deep breath. Take a deep breath. Come on, deep breath. Soak it in. A few weeks ago, I had an opportunity to speak to some of our students who are still on the journey to become the class of 2019, perhaps the 2020, and continue to celebrate their work as they're making their path making their way down this path. My words to you are similar to what I said a few weeks ago. All of us have a journey to take. Some of our journeys take us to places we never thought we would be. Sometimes it's sunshine and roses, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes there's a caution light. Sometimes there's a big old red light. Sometimes there's a giant pothole that we can swerve around, and sometimes we just blow right through it. The bottom line is, whatever those obstacles have been along your journey, you've still found a way to keep moving forward. You made that choice. You made the choice that your education matters as much as you do. And that's why you're sitting here today as part of the class of 2018. Whatever that journey was, whatever road it was that got you here, you are here. And you are here for a reason. Success does not happen by accident. This does not happen by accident. No one, no matter how helpful, no matter how talented, no matter how supportive, could want this moment for you more than you. You ultimately made the decision to sit here today. How cool is that? One thing that we all have in common is that there's nobody else out there like us. Every one of you brings something unique and important to this world. The people assembled in the room are shaking their heads because you matter to them. You have impacted their lives. You are a part of their lives for a reason. So I leave you with my congratulations, my sincere feelings of how proud I am of each of you, and thankfulness and gratefulness for trusting us at CV-TEC to help you do this. But you have a room full of people around you. That's your crew, right? They are the people who have been cheering you on from the sidelines since probably long before you knew you had a crew cheering you on from the sidelines. And they're here today. They'll continue to be with you from this moment forward. Remember, though, how important that cheering is, and make sure that you are part of someone else's crew and cheering them along, because there are times where their belief in us is what gets us through. So please, take the opportunity to be someone else's strength when they need it. It's okay to be emotional. You should be. I would be more worried if you weren't. Look, it's hot in here. It's emotional. But this is a big deal. This is a big deal. And we are all so pleased and so fortunate to have an opportunity to share that with you today. So I leave you with this one thought. Take it with you wherever you go. Today, if I hope you do this often, but if not, at least do this today. At some point, give yourself permission to be proud of yourself. And then every now and then, remember this moment and give yourself permission again. Because ultimately, you made this happen. And ladies and gentlemen, there is only one you. And that is your power. Congratulations.
Thank you, Michelle. Giving the commencement address today is Assemblyman Billy Jones. Assemblyman Jones was elected to the Assembly in 2016 to represent the 115th District. After graduating high school, Assemblyman Jones ran his family's dairy farm and worked as a corrections officer with the New York State Department of Corrections. He served as mayor of Chateauguay from 2009 to 2013 and as a Franklin County legislator starting in 2010, becoming chairman in 2013. During his tenure, Assemblyman Jones successfully reformed ethics laws to make government more transparent. In the Assembly, his legislative priorities are lowering taxes for middle-class families, improving the education system, thank you very much, rooting out government corruption, and creating good-paying jobs so North Country families can thrive for generations to come. It is my honor to welcome Assemblyman Jones.
Find my speech here. Good afternoon. I often go to, at this time of year, go to graduations, and it's just it's so great to see the look of pride and accomplishment on the families and of the staff and of the graduates when they're walking in. I'll never get over that, and certainly that was seen here today as well. And you should be very, very proud of yourselves. And this graduation here is very special. So, good afternoon, Ms. Snow, Ms. Friedman, Mr. Davey, former Assemblywoman Dupree, Supervisor Cashman, other elected officials, families, instructional staff, directors, and the 2018 graduating class of CVES. Thank you for having me here today, and thank you all for helping and supporting these students throughout their journey to graduation. Class of 2018, well done. I'm sure most of you can credit your accomplishments to the aid of your teachers, advisors, family, and friends. But the truth is, the only one that could get you here today is you. You did the assignments, studied, took the tests, and passed. Not to mention the fact that many of you did all this while working, raising children, and juggling other career and daily responsibilities. But no matter how hard or long each day could be, each of you knew that accomplishing this goal made all the challenges worth it. I can't imagine that it was easy. Balancing all of these things at once can often make us second-guess our decisions. Can I keep up with my course requirements? Will I pass? Am I able to provide for my family? Despite these thoughts of doubt and uncertainty, you didn't succumb to the pressure. You overcame it. Each and every one of you made a conscious decision to work hard and forge ahead so that you could reach this milestone, so that you could sit in these seats, walk on this stage, be acknowledged for your tremendous efforts, and be handed a diploma that you have earned. It is that level of commitment and determination that got you here today. We all know that anything that's worth having doesn't come easy. To some, a diploma is just a piece of paper. But to me, it's much more than that. In my opinion, if each of you is willing to work this hard for a simple piece of paper, imagine what you are able to achieve in the future. Famous author J.K. Rowling said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default." I'm sure each and every one of you sitting here today has made sacrifices and mistakes along the way. I'm no different. I didn't get to where I am without failing once or twice, or 1,000 times for that matter. When I was in high school, I thought life couldn't possibly get any harder. Going to classes, writing papers, and then going home each day to work on my family dairy farm. I cannot begin to imagine trying to graduate while raising a family and balancing a career at the same time. I am in awe of each and every one of you, and I commend you for your perseverance. Last year, I was asked to address the class of 2017 graduates and was told to be inspirational. Probably didn't accomplish that, did I, Michael? I don't know.
I kind of gave you a second try.
Oh. Well, trying to throw me off track here. Well, I don't know if I succeeded in doing so, but I would like to share a little bit about my personal journey and experiences and how it relates to the road here. As a junior in high school, I started to think about life after graduation. When you're a teenager, you are easily persuaded. And since I didn't feel like I was quite ready for college, and my dad was grooming me to take over the family business, running our dairy farm was going to be my path. But hey, I thought, this is going to be great. I practically own my own business, so I can set my own hours, take vacations whenever I want, and could pay myself whatever I felt was fair. Early into my farming career, I found out just how naive I was to think all of this. Like they are now, milk prices were depressed. On top of that, at 18, you don't understand or even think about the costs of feeding cattle, buying the necessary machinery, and paying taxes. Overwhelmed doesn't begin to explain what I was feeling at the time. I wanted to make my family proud, so I worked through these challenges, but I asked ourselves at some point in our lives, is what if I my next career move? There was many times that I felt I failed, letting others and myself down and having no idea what would come next. But I truly believe a secure position in the New York State correctional system where I worked for over 20 years. I tell you this story today